Hey guys, welcome back. It is Lucid, and we are back with Bogarus. I'll be honest with you, I had pulled up this turn like live as it was coming out, and I was going to record it with y'all because I thought there was going to be some cool battle. I was all hyped up. I was like, oh, we're going to watch it, come what may. We may get our ass kicked. We may, deal the final lethal blow to Atlantis. It'll be awesome. We'll do it together. It'll be a hype battle. I'll have the Russian soundtrack on. But yeah, it was not meant to be. It was not meant to be. This is a boring ass turn. So here we go. So we got Falegra died. Vedheim has killed them now. Which in one sense is kind of nice because because Vedheim's going to be ready for, there's a few things that are kind of okay about it. One is Vedheim's going to be ready to attack Arco with us, which is something that we do want to have happen. Two, they decided to death basket us. Though it's not a huge death basket, it's definitely significant. And three, three is that they are the kind of one of the fire nations in the game that might really contest Eternal Pyre from us. So, anyway, cheers, Falegra. Sorry to see you get goblined. Though I think they got attacked by the goblins and by Ulm. So we'll see. And I'm nervous now. The armies of Patala are pushing forward. And I had asked Maryland, and I mentioned this probably last episode, if he's going to be able to defend his cap. And I'm pretty friggin' nervous. Here's the problem. The problem is... Okay. Maybe I just negotiate with the monkeys that, hey, if you get this, I'm just going to get these two. And I think if that's the... I don't need... The monkeys need land because they conquered, these dudes, but... Anyway. We'll see. I think this is like stuff that I have a pretty good claim to. It's going to be really hard for them. Well, I guess they could traverse this, but we'll see. I think there's a fort here. Which means I'm going to need a siege chaff army over here pretty soon. Huh. I don't know whether... I don't think the elves are going to have Conjuration 5 in time. Well, they will before they break the fort, but I don't think they're going to have time before the fort, before they get to the cap to get big air elementals. And if that's the case, and Patala pushes their advantage, which it looks like they will, then I think the elves are in for a bad ride. So we'll see. We will see. Falegra has been permanently vanquished. I think that's actually the first player out, if we look at it. Yeah, that's the first player out. I mean, Atlantis is almost dead, but... So Atlantis moved their army under the water. They didn't move their god here. And we're not very happy about that, actually. I'm trading 600 gold. We've got a kind of complicated trade going off that's related to this thing with Atlantis, but I've got 600 gold going to Raga. Raga's sending 30 water gems to TNC, and TNC sending 30 death gems to me. So we've got a little weird round robin where everybody gets what they want. And this should allow TNC to run underwater with some water elemental mages and potentially kill these guys because they'll get Conjuration 5 first. What I'm a little worried about... Well, first, there's a few things. One is... people have been trading... So I think they sold off their gem supplies, and they now have gold. So they're going to be able to put up some forts. For all the good that's going to do them. But yeah, we're building a temple here. We're gonna basically try to push them out of the lake a little bit. It would be really good to get this throne. But hopefully TNG can kill them, like wherever they have a fort going up, before the fort gets finished. Because once these guys get a fort and they start being able to get income again, I'm going to be pretty sad. Because right now they can't trace any income. They've got no money. You have to have a fort and dominions. You can't just be, some nomadic tribe, unless you have tax collectors in your army. But anyway, that is that for that part of the turn. There was also a very bizarre, I think is the only word for it, battle between Raga and Caelum. No, this was a raid. I'm just shocked how, like, these are just so clean. He's like having 0 attrition on these raids, which is kind of one of the amazing things. I mean, you should do more to protect your commanders when you're fighting birds, like have extra commanders in province with bodyguards forward positioned. But still, very clean. So this is what I don't understand. He's got 20 of these iron crafters, and he hasn't given them anything. He didn't give them... See, I had talked to him briefly about, he was saying, I don't know what I'll have that's good against these guys. And I was like, well, earth mages that spend a gem on earth power and then or you put earth boots on them, and then they do strength of giants. These guys buffed up with strength of giants because of their high attack density and all that. They should do kind of okay against Zaedans, was kind of my guess. Yeah, because they're pierce attacks, and these will all be, instead of 13, this would be 17. This would be 20 half pierce. And, that means most of the time, they'll harass down the defense, and then they should be able to punch through the armor pretty regularly. Which, by the way, this is not enough troops for this many Zaedans anyway. But they all cast Iron Skin, which I don't understand. I guess flying shards. It looks like you tried to script some armor of Achilles. And he's got them on hold and attack. Got around 3. We can see what they're scripting now. Which, by the way, they're back. We'll watch this where they're back here fighting. And they're getting torn to pieces. Because you can see where they get a surround. Like here, they've surrounded this one guy. He's in trouble. But where they don't get clean surrounds, they get absolutely pulverized. And they also aren't at the threshold where they're very killy. Like, Dominions, I think this is important to remember. Dominions is a threshold game. It's not like armor blocks a % of damage, or it blocked, it's not like 20% damage reduction for the most part. For the most part, it deducts a flat amount of damage. And it's a little more complicated with that because you have the exploding die, but these guys with and without Strength of Giants are very different critters. Versus other things it wouldn't matter, but versus 20 protection Zaedans, it matters a fair bit. And meanwhile, on this front, his whole mage corps is getting torn to shreds. I think they've managed to fatigue themselves out doing literally nothing. Like, this guy cast... So he did try to cast Armor of Achilles. See, some of the... Oh, he tried to cast it again. I think he was scripted with this, and then they cast Flying Shards in the meantime. So I think there was some thought process. It actually makes a little sense. I think what they needed to do And I don't know how well it would have worked, but this would have potentially been a plan, right? Is you take these guys who are starving, sadly. Are they all starving? No. You take these guys, you put them on guard commander, because these guys have 10 leadership. You put them on guard commander. You have a few of them do strength of giants, and you have the rest just do armor of Achilles every turn. And that way, the fight will take place here, and they will be... Armor of Achilles isn't a super long-range spell. That's why they didn't cast it all the time. And so then the Zaydans will jump in here. They will all have their armor destroyed, and then they will get torn to pieces by this. This actually might have been kind of clever. It just didn't work. God, that's actually kind of... It's kind of interesting, because when I first watched this, I was like, what the hell was this guy doing? But it's actually coming... I can see now, because I didn't pay attention. I just pulled it up. I was like, flying shards, what is this? And then I closed. But upon further examination of this script, I think this could have worked. I think this could have worked. And if it did work, he would be taking a far inferior force of this many of his Raven Guard and essentially crippling Raga. All that said, the wars are kind of playing out how I want them to, with the exception of Atlantis being stuck in this lake and me failing this throne. Me failing this turn has like kind of put me in a bad mood for the game. I'm not gonna lie. That's my own goddamn fault. But, well, some things aren't going perfectly. But these guys, I mean, I kind of, if I got to pick, I would kind of rather have Raga win the war. Now, it doesn't look like he is. He's losing a ton of territory, but he's taking pretty decisive fights off Caelum. So Caelum's paying out the ears. So that's kind of good. We also have Midgard losing to Patala. He's losing a bit faster than I would like. And, you know, I have not done anything to betray either side in any information sharing or anything. And if anything, I'll be happy to trade with both sides and help them out. However, just from a game state perspective, I really don't want to have mass air elemental summoners near me as Bogarus. That's kind of the only thing. So from a game state perspective, this is not a horrible evolution. And I do need to talk about getting these two provinces with Patala. We also were contacted by Vedheim this turn, who has taken Falegra. You know, as this turn they're out of the game. And they asked me if we're ready to go on Arco. Ooh, there's an Enchantress site. That means we're going to have to deal with Foul Vapors. Fortunately, oh no, we don't have Serpent's Blessing yet. Oi. And I don't really have nature mages over here either. What kind of mages did we get in Atlantis' cap? Oh, just garbage humans. Oh, we also got attacked by Troglodytes. This I'm actually a little worried about. Okay, we need to see how this is going to do, actually. Hang tight. Let's pull up the test game real quick. Oh, wait, we actually are going to need, like, a proper... Wait, no, this is the wrong thing. Okay, we're actually going to need a proper test here. Troglodytes are one of the things. I was like, oh, 30 cav will be fine in 100 crossbow. You don't actually necessarily know that. It's like, things can go real far south real fast with Troglodytes, and I can't afford to keep throwing armies away after that thrown army. We'll put Atlantis on here, why not? And then, okay. Rasputin, and then Atlantis will give you this guy again. Okay, seems fine. And then here, let's get some more debug senseis. And then here, let's get some more of these guys. And then we're going to get some Malia Druzina. I'm going to pause until we're set up. All right. We magically have it all set up now. Took me about 4 minutes, and very glad we didn't record that. Would have taken a while. Yeah, so let's see how it goes. I have no idea how it's going to play out. But apparently it was very quick to process. I have them on just attack rear. Crossbow first round does a fair bit of damage. So flaming arrows is kind of not great, because I think it ended up killing some of my dudes. Some of the timings and stuff, though, I'm like not super sure about. Let's try this again. I think I have a few more. I think it was like 24. Oh, hang tight. We gotta pull these guys back and reload them on gems and stuff. We'll see if we can make this a little cleaner so I don't lose. Because if you think about it, it's like, oh, losing 5 is not a big deal. Losing 5 is kind of a lot of money, actually. Patrol. It's like, you know, 200 gold or something. All right, so we'll try this. We'll put this all the way at the front. I think I had a few more. I had like this many. Let's say I had 30. I think I have 30. And let's imagine they're forward positioned as much as they can be. Now, if that's the case, we probably want to be like a little far back. And we'll see how this goes. Attack rear. Okay, they're forward position. Let's see how bad this is going to be. Do they get into my archer line? Yeah, that's not ideal. Okay, we'll pull these guys back. Do we have enough to do another round? We do. I may need to top up on troops for Bogarus, though. I think this is going to be about the right way. Yeah, that's about how big the army was. And then we'll get flaming arrows. Flaming arrows is not actually doing anything. You know, I think it's actually going to be better rather than flaming arrows. I think this actually is going to be the better way to do it. Because I was blowing a lot of my own dudes up, and this is like not complicated, and the exact position, it's like not fragile. The exact positioning of stuff won't matter. I think we just do like this. Hold an attack rear, and then we have this guy just blow these dudes up with Strength of Giants. This is what I'm thinking will probably be the best. Yeah, buddy. All right, let's see. Alright, 2 is acceptable losses. There's not going to be... Well, there are ways we could take 0, but it would basically mean we have to murder everything with crossbows. But anyway, I think we'll do that. But that's good. There's not... You know, we ran it a few times here, you can see. And none of them resulted in catastrophic failure, which is something I like to see. Stupid goddamn troglodytes. Okay, and I actually would rather spend earth than fire, too. And this is what we were going to do. It's kind of complicated looking. I think it's better to just do what we did right there, which is not very complicated, not going to be super prone to failure. We also have eparchs, which is an improvement over the other army. And so those will help to blow people up too. We do have a bit fewer cav. I think I had 30 in my army, and this is only 24. I think it'll be fine, but we have eparchs instead. So we'll do that. I think this is okay. I'm wondering if it's really worth spending the 2 gems to get Shrink the Giants out. And I think we're going to do it this way. No gems. This might mean we lose like 3 or 4 eparchs. But it might mean we still only lose 2. So, not eparchs, Melee Drazina. So, however it works out, I'm okay with that. But I think that should be fine. We won the assassin, and our assassin, the master assassin, came with a boatload of gear. He's got a dusk dagger and a robe of the shadows and a enchanted shield and a ring of levitation. This guy has 24 defense. It's kind of ridiculous. He's kind of good. He's kind of good. Yeah. There's not super great dudes up for bid though, so we got to keep our eye on that every turn. There was also something kind of interesting that occurred. So I had mentioned before that we got this dude, a fire random, which is a 1 in 40, and it's potentially very impactful. It means that in my journey to cast Eternal Pyre, I do not need to either spend the fire gems on a flame spirit, nor do I need to waddle my way down conjuration all the way to 6. So that is pretty good. Saving fire gems is nice. What I realized, though, it also meant is we could empower her in fire, which is expensive. It's 60. And that negates my need for a Ring of Wizardry. Now, I'm still going to need the Flame Hat and the Fire Death Booster, which is a grand total of 30 more. And then the Eternal Pyre costs 80. So basically, I would need... Here, I'll put this on. I would need here, instead of 60... I would need 80 plus 30, which is 110. So I would need about 50 more. And I can maybe trade for that before turn 30-something when my god comes online. And I got thinking about, is it worth it? And what turn would this come out? Like, when would I have the research? And I ran the math. I'll probably have the research right around turn 30. And so I would maybe get 6 more turns of Pyre up, which, if you think about it, is worth 20 gems a turn. So I was like, oh man, it's worth 120 gems. And I'm only spending 60 to get it out early. Seems like a pretty good deal, right? And then I got thinking about it more. I want at least a little bit of a nail in a coffin for Arco before... and there's a decent chance I'm going to be next after I eliminate Arco. Like, Diplomacy might not go my way, but we'll see. But I think having Eternal Pyre too early will potentially turn diplomacy against me. And so I think we'll chill and probably just put it up with my god, even though I could get, a bonus 60 gems profit by doing it early. Still, though, she is going to be nice. She's totally going to save me gems on needing to summon a Flame Spirit. As long as she doesn't get diseased or something. Which, by the way, is totally something we're going to need. A way to get rid of disease. We've got so many old dudes. It's going to be super annoying. Super goddamn annoying. Yeah, I don't think there's too much to talk about here. We're patrolling here, even though, well, I don't think he's going to attack. And we've got a lot of these dudes, and we've now got a pretty significant amount of crossbows, because we have some reinforcements coming in. Like another 30 crossbows. Yeah, I think this is probably okay. I don't really want to commit more mage turns when I don't think he's going to attack. What I would like to do in the near future, I need to get my blood economy going. We've got some blood hunting going on here. I don't think we found any, though. And I probably should move it to some other province, like down here. I've started casting some in Smeargles, and so we'll be getting those and putting them probably on some random commander. And, yeah, and then we'll be doing some blood hunting. Probably this will be my first province we blood hunt a lot. Maybe this one too. These are both good blood hunting provinces. This one, less so. So we'll probably blood hunt these two, and then kind of let that be. But once I get that, we'll be able to do some assassination items. And I want to have... do I want to? I was going to say I want to have one of these in all my forts. The problem is they cause a boatload of unrest. I don't think I do. I might settle for... These guys cause unrest too. Maybe I just make a scout and have a scout present in all my forts or something. I need to figure out what it is, but I want to have somebody I can slip a black heart and a lifelong protection and a bow on. And then some miscellaneous rating that comes through, we'll just stick that gear on them and then snipe somebody. But we'll see. We will see. But I think that's about it. I mean, the other thing that's important is we're going to have Enchantment 6 this turn. And our research finally becoming to be a tiny bit respectable. We really could be researching way more. It's a combination of we've lost probably about 60 RP in mages at that throne battle. And then I've got a fair number of mages here that aren't really doing anything. A little bit of site searching, a little bit of preaching. We'll see if he wants to attack. He probably won't. We'll go ahead and try to preach this up. But like here, we've got pretty good dominion. We're building a temple. I'll probably preach this up to 7. These guys are going to preach up to 7. And yeah, we'll choke. I think we're going to try to just dom kill these dudes. And that's going to be our backup strategy in case TNC fails. Though that's probably not going to work because, well, he only has Holy Ones. We'll see. We'll see. It would be good to fort this province up too. And then put a temple here. I'd basically have to have a standing army positioned, though, with Atlantis present. But that's certainly possible. I'd really need 2, because if I have 1, he could take this, and then if I move this army out, he takes that. So we'll see. Anyway, I think that's about it. Sadly, Atlantis has slowed down our plans for an early coalition war. Both these guys, I think, are ready. TNC and Phalegra. I'm the party slowing him down. I think TNC is comfortable going to war with Atlantis still alive. I don't want to fight Arco with having these guys fucking with our backside. Because I'm counting on losing an army or two fighting Arco. I don't think it's going to be clean. And if it's not clean, I don't want to have these guys fucking with me every single time there's an upset on the other front. But boys and girls, I think that is it. And I will see you all in the next one.